And we are live on YouTube. And this is Night of Wrestling. Happy Halloween, everyone. And as you
Ooh.
can see, I'm Aaron
Woo!
Rodgers. And then you got Ethan. I can't see Ethan though. I wonder why that is. Oh wait, yeah, I get who you're supposed to be now. That's right, John Cena.
Am I even here on this podcast right now? Like, really?
Yeah, I don't know. Dylan, can you see him?
See who? I thought there was only you and I right now.
Exactly.
Anyways, so the point of this video, as always, making predictions. So Crown Jewel is happening this Friday, and it takes place 12 p.m. Eastern time and 9 a.m. Mountain or Pacific time. Thank you.
Civic's always 3 hours behind. I know that.
Yeah. So there's some matches on the card, obviously, and for Ethan, who has requested us to kind of run down what's been happening lately on Raw and SmackDown, just to kind of get a sense of, like I said, what's been going on. I don't know what match I kind of want to start off with, but there is the WWE World Cup that's happening to, I guess, figure out who the best in the world is, and
I think you might as well just kick off with. I know it's in like somewhat the middle of the. Usually, you just start either from the bottom up or the top up, but like that tag title match is just sitting there in the middle. It's like,
yeah,
might as well get that over and done with.
That's true.
So
I mean, I don't really understand how this match kind of came to be, but like it's the bar.
Yeah. Okay. So off the top of my head, this match was scheduled for Super Showdown, I believe. They had that match, and New Day won, and then Bar fought New Day at SmackDown 1000 in another match for the tag titles, which the Bar won thanks to interference from the Big Show, who chokeslammed Kofi Kingston, who was not part of the match, by the way, through the New Day announce table, causing Biggie to be distracted and shocked, even though, you can't have a 1000 SmackDown without a 1000 heel turn for the Big Show. And then Biggie gets bro kicked from Sheamus, making the Bar win the SmackDown Tag Champs, and now they have technically a third member of the Bar show. I don't know, but
so
then, yeah, and then I think Big Show had a match with Kofi the week after, and then this week there's that Trick or Street fight, and then that's basically the build-up. As far as I remember.
The New Day dressed up as the Brood.
Oh my goodness, I love that. So yeah, the Bar versus the New Day for the SmackDown Tag Team titles. I don't know how I feel about this match. I don't know what to say for right now, but you know what? I'll let Dylan go first.
I'm gonna say the Bar for right now. Like, I can see them, and then I don't know. We're on the road to Survivor Series right after this, and judging by the match that got announced on Raw of the SmackDown Women's title, or champion, I should say, versus the Raw Women's champion. So they're going back to Raw versus SmackDown type deal, which I do like. Things can change about. We don't know the current status of the Raw Tag Champs, so throughout the way, things can obviously change. Like AJ Styles changed the fact it could have been Jinder Mahal versus Brock Lesnar last year, but they changed it when AJ Styles won the title during an episode of SmackDown, which is almost 1 year ago to the day. Just thought I would point that out. So, but no, I'm gonna say the Bar.
Okay. Ethan, what are you thinking?
For myself, I think as much as New Day's great with their tag runs every single time they have them, I think the Bar is going to retain for this one and hold them for a little while longer. at least until after Survivor Series.
Fair enough.
I'm going to agree with Dylan on that one.
Yeah, I mean, as much as the New Day kind of appeals to me in this match, and them being 5-time tag champs, I'm gonna go with the Bar as well. I'm gonna have to agree with both of you, and just without any real explanation besides just give the Bar another title run. I'm gonna say the Bar as well. So okay, we got. You know what? Since we just started off with the tag match, we're going to talk about the other tag match that's happening on the card. And that, of course, is Triple H and coming out of retirement, Shawn Michaels. They're going up against Kane and The Undertaker, the Brothers of Destruction. So, yes, DX and Brothers of Destruction happening. And this kind of obviously is coming off of the whole deal that happened at, or not really deal, but the whole situation that happened at Super Showdown. So after Super Showdown, after the match between Triple H and The Undertaker, Undertaker and Kane showed mutual respect for one another with DX, and then Undertaker and Kane attacked Triple H and Shawn Michaels. And then on the following Raw after that, Triple H and Michaels kind of formally rechristened themselves as DX, challenging the Brothers of Destruction to a tag match. And this would be Michael's first match since being retired by The Undertaker in 2010 at WrestleMania. And I believe that was WrestleMania 26 that.
Yes, it was.
Anyways, so yeah, DX versus Brothers of Destruction. I'm kind of happy to see how this match goes. We'll think of a prediction. This is a tough one for me, to be honest. But I'm gonna go with DX on this one. I don't know why. Like, I like DX. I like Brothers of Destruction. Yeah, I don't know. There's just something about DX that has always stood out to me, I guess. And I still don't know really what that is, but they're my choice. So, Ethan, what do you think on this match?
Okay, I'm just gonna start off because I have been following the build up to this match. I didn't exactly get to see the match between Triple H and The Undertaker at Super Showdown, but the way the two teams have been trumping each other every single week since then, because this week we had Triple H come out, taunt Undertaker and Kane, and then Shawn Michaels sneaks into the ring, super kicks both of them, and runs out. Then you get the traditional DX crotch chop to close that segment to build up more. Now, I think with it being built up the way it is, I'm going to agree with Robbie and say DX is going to win this one. And I think that it's going to lead into one final matchup somewhere down the line for the end of Taker's official career. So my thoughts on this one for this tag match is DX.
Okay, and before I get to Dylan, actually, I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think Shawn Michaels only super kicked Undertaker, and then he got out of the ring because Kane was coming back in the ring. Because
I was thinking, I'm like, I don't remember Kane getting, but then now I remember.
Right.
Triple H, he goes to like do this whole gimmick to get Shawn out, and like Kane's like, yeah, no, I'm not waiting. So like Kane's on his way out. Undertaker's the one that realizes like, yeah, I should know this whole gimmick by now. Turns around, takes a super kick.
Yeah, for some reason I thought that he super kicked both of them. I totally forgot.
That's all right. We won't give you too much instant heat over this.
Wait for it.
Yeah.
Wait for it.
With Paul not being here today, we thought,
Ethan's got that word.
Ethan's
instant heat.
There you go.
Instant heat, right there, right for Paul. There you go, Paul, because you couldn't find the later last show to do instant heat.
Yeah. Anyways, now for your prediction, Dylan.
This one's been super hard, to be honest. I've been flopping back and forth. I think obviously it'd go either way. I think judging by the usual way WWE likes to do the build-ups and stuff, especially this week. I think this week they want to indicate that the Brothers of Destruction would win this match at Super Showdown since DX got the upper hand. But I kind of want to say DX because why have Shawn Michaels lose his first match back in 8 years? It's still weird to me to say that Shawn Michaels is back in a WWE ring. It's
right.
But I mean, I understand they did do the tag team match in case Shawn Michaels has some ring rust. But I mean, like when he had his second comeback, or I should say his first comeback, I should say, he exceeded all expectations, which could be possible since he also has the Performance Center up his alley since he is a trainer there. So he's probably been doing those moonsaults. Not the second.
Elbows and
those beautiful elbow drops. Sweet chin music, obviously. But you know what? The only way I could see the Brothers of Destruction winning this is if Undertaker pins Triple H. But I think we're gonna go the safer bet, and DX wins with Shawn Michaels hitting a super kick on Kane and getting the pin.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So we got the tag matches out of the way. I guess we'll get to the World Cup tournament afterwards, but we'll talk about the 2 World Championship matches that are happening first. Why not? We'll talk about AJ Styles versus Samoa Joe. Now, obviously, this feud has been going on for quite some time now. I'm trying to remember.
Well, to refresh Ethan off, this match was originally supposed to be Daniel Bryan versus AJ Styles.
Yeah.
However, we hear those rumors and innuendos about John Cena and Daniel Bryan not wanting to be a part of the Saudi Arabia event because of the recent murders that have happened. So they feel it's probably unsafe to go there at this time. Although other superstars have thought, you know what, we're here to do some change. No matter what's happened over there, we're just gonna do our jobs and perform, make some change happen. But so basically, this build-up, originally the build-up was they've been put in a series of. Well, actually, I should first state that at Super Showdown, there was a #1 contender match where Daniel Bryan fought The Miz, in which ended up only being, I'm pretty sure, 2 minutes and 30 seconds, the match.
Yes.
And Daniel Bryan won with a small package, left the ring, and fans are shocked because they didn't think the match was going to end that quick. And then I think the 2 weeks after that, which one of them was SmackDown 1000, they were in tag team matches with the Usos. Both, I'm pretty sure they lost.
Yeah.
And
actually, I do remember hearing that.
And then I think all there was the week before this week was promos. I'm pretty sure it was that promo segment on basically Daniel Bryan claiming that AJ Styles is Pinocchio because of the accidental attacks. And then thinking he's lying. That's the whole point. And then this week was finally they both got it's their last big confrontation before what would have been their match. AJ Styles kind of, I think he actually admits that it wasn't an accident about the Pele kick. If I'm not mistaken on that, that was this week.
That is correct.
And then that led to AJ Styles. You know, you couldn't just turn AJ Styles or Daniel Bryan heel. So in typical AJ Styles fashion, who seemed to probably have the more the easier way of being able to be turned heel, since everyone loves he just says, you know what, you want to fight right now? You want, I can't wait till Crown Jewel. Let's have this match right now. Then Shane McMahon comes out, actually says, you know what, we're giving this match early. Let's do it tonight. We're going to have it right now. And it kicks off the episode of SmackDown, which is pretty nice. And then, so AJ Styles ends up retaining actually by submission, which I can't recall the last time Daniel Bryan tapped out, besides probably when he was like heel before doing the first run of Team Hell No.
Right.
This would have been probably, it's probably his first submission loss, especially as a babyface.
Yes.
And then after the match, I should add, Daniel Bryan goes to shake AJ Styles' hand, and then when AJ Styles turns around, out comes the return of Samoa Joe, Coquina clutch, boom, boom, boom. Daniel Bryan comes in, tries to get Samoa Joe off of AJ Styles. Then Daniel Bryan gets put in the Coquina clutch, and then, then they just set the match after Samoa Joe just holds up that belt. You know, I guess one last time, Samoa Joe versus AJ Styles. Did you want me to say my prediction now, Robbie?
Might as well, since you just gave us the rundown.
Something tells me WWE they just might as well, like off the top of my brain. I think might as well just give AJ Styles that credibility of having that title for a year. Like, it's literally like, I don't think it's this upcoming week. I think it would be like the day after this upcoming week's SmackDown that he'd be 1 year, because the dates are always a day behind unless it's leaky.
Yes.
So you might as well just let him have the title for a year. I think there would be two other heels in mind that can take that title off of AJ Styles very soon. But I don't think Samoa Joe's going to take the belt. So AJ Styles retains the title.
Okay. Ethan, what do you think?
Well, after hearing about that and thinking back to like the build up and then the switch last minute, as much as I want Samoa Joe to have that championship, it's still not the right time for him. So I'm going to agree with Dylan, give AJ the 1 year credibility. After all, he is, no pun intended, phenomenal at what he does. I think AJ's going to take it home.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's what's gonna happen as well. I think AJ is just gonna retain and get that credibility of having that championship for over a year or even a year. And so it kind of makes me think and want to agree with both of you, and that's what I'm gonna do. AJ Styles retains at Crown Jewel. So that being said, we will now talk about the vacant Universal Championship, and we kind of already know how this all came to be.
As sad as it is.
Yes. So, unfortunately, and I will bring this back up, for those of you that don't know, a couple weeks ago, Roman Reigns kicked off Raw by being in the ring, and he had told Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose to come out after his announcement and whatnot, but they didn't know what his announcement was going to be. So his announcement basically was, like, he said, "Oh, my real name is Joe, and I've been battling with leukemia for 11 years, and it's finally returned." And so it's definitely sad, and Roman Reigns had to relinquish the Universal Championship, and so it was originally going to be, I believe, a triple threat match for the Universal Championship at Crown Jewel.
Correct.
Yeah. So yeah, it was going to be Roman versus Brock Lesnar versus Braun Strowman, but since Roman had to unfortunately relinquish the title due to obviously unforeseen circumstances, being that his leukemia is back, it's now going to be just Brock Lesnar versus Braun Strowman, and I'm really not looking forward to this match. And the reason being is because there's that 50-50 chance that Brock Lesnar is going to walk out of Crown Jewel with the Universal Championship again. And I wouldn't be happy about that, to be honest. I don't know about you guys, but I don't know what I would do if, Brock Lesnar won the championship and became a two-time Universal Champion. So for this match, I'm gonna make the prediction that Braun Strowman is walking out of Crown Jewel with the Universal title. And I want to hear what you have to say.
Okay, so who's up next? Was it me or Dylan?
Oh, you next.
Okay, I didn't hear it, so I just wanted to clarify. I'm indifferent about this match. I want Strowman to win, but I also kind of want, in a sense, as much as I hate to say this, Lesnar can walk into UFC for one more fight. Let's just say he walks in with the Universal title at hand and he wins the UFC heavyweight title. So this could be a huge build-up. Oh, I'm a multi-sport champion, yada, yada, yada. But like I've said before, Brock Lesnar should pick one. He should pick either UFC or WWE. As much as he's talented at both, he needs to pick one and stick with it. If they're going to put the title on Brock Lesnar, they have to have him defend it way more than what he did. But at the same time, if they put the title on Strowman, everybody goes home happy. Everybody sees a brand new champion, a guy that's there full time, and a guy that works his ass off. So I think for my final prediction, Strowman's taking it home and defending it where it belongs.
Okay. And Dylan, what do you think?
Oh, all right. So I'm going to have to say Braun Strowman. The fact that, first of all, like, if there was like a meme, I could make a meme of my face with like $ eyeballs when thinking that Survivor Series, it will most likely be Braun Strowman versus AJ Styles, which I don't think has happened yet, if I'm not mistaken, one-on-one. So Universal Champion versus WWE Champion, obviously, I don't think they want to do 2 years in a row with Lesnar and AJ Styles. And I think also because I don't think WWE wants to take the risk of, let's say Brock Lesnar does decide to walk into the octagon if he was the Universal Champion. And what if he lost?
True.
That's true.
Then Lesnar coming back to the WWE. Here's your Universal Champion. He just got his ass handed to in the UFC.
That's fair.
So, I mean, that's what I think. But
yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah. So Strowman, and I don't know why I've been thinking about this too, but like this past week, Drew McIntyre basically kind of was like, you know what, I'm kind of like, I want to be in line after this. I think possibly, you know what, for some reason, they're going to reinstate that match back to a triple threat and last minute add Drew McIntyre in possibly.
I would be happy about that, to be honest. I wouldn't mind.
The only reason they would do that is so that, let's say, either Lesnar or Strowman wins, neither one has to take the fall for it. It could be Drew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Both guys.
So,
regardless, triple threat reinstatement or not, Strowman walks out the 6th Universal Champion?
Something like that, yeah.
Pretty sure. Balor, Owens, Goldberg, Lesnar, Reigns. Yeah. The 6th Universal Champion.
You know, things change because now that you mentioned if Drew McIntyre gets him into this match and becomes a triple threat again, I don't know. My vision might change, but I don't know. My prediction for that match might change. But again, it's likely Braun Strowman's going to walk out with the title, so I'll just keep it at that.
Yeah. And Dolph Ziggler is going to be there already, so I'm sure Drew McIntyre's got to be there with him, and if he's there, you might as well just give him a match.
Yeah, that's true too. Okay, so now we will move on to the World Cup, which is an 8-man single elimination tournament to determine, like I said, the best in the world. So there are 4 participants from Raw and 4 from SmackDown. And the way this tournament is laid out, and we finally got the bracket for it back on Monday, so just a couple days ago. And so how it's broken down is it's going to be Raw versus Raw first, and then SmackDown versus SmackDown, obviously, and then it'll still be like that in the semifinals, but then only one person from Raw and one person from SmackDown will move on to the finals. And Dylan, how do you feel about that little statement that Shane McMahon had said to the SmackDown guys?
I was kind of hoping I would do my hamster on the wheel predictions for this tournament, the last one, because I feel like it's different than both of your guys. But I think there's not really a build-up to much, except that, everyone the last few weeks, actually I could read it here, technically the first one originally announced as the first participant in the tournament was John Cena. But obviously, as we talked about Dana Bryan not wanting to participate, and so did John Cena because of the whole shenanigans happening in Saudi Arabia. Which I will discuss in a bit, how John Cena gets replaced. So technically, the actual first qualified person was Kurt Angle when he won it'd be like a battle royal of people around the world, but he was disguised as a conquistador when he eliminated Baron Corbin, and then he revealed, "Oh, it's me." I mean, I kind of figured when a conquistador somehow decides to do German suplexes and an angle slam, and then Lions
and an ankle lock.
It's like, oh, I wonder where Conquistador learned all this. Oh my God, it's Angle. And then we went to SmackDown, where Jeff Hardy qualified by defeating Samoa Joe via the referee stoppage because Samoa Joe's knee was beaten down the couple nights prior from Super Showdown match against AJ Styles. Then Randy Orton qualified by defeating Big Show, which I think this was his last match as his babyface run before his 1000th heel turn. Then the following Raw, Seth Rollins qualifies by defeating Drew McIntyre via countout. Then Dolph Ziggler defeats Dean Ambrose. So now we have basically all of Raw at this point. Then we go the next night on SmackDown. The Miz defeats Rusev, which I'm pretty sure in this match it was because of an Aiden English distraction to get Miz the win, if I'm not mistaken. I don't really remember much of that. Then Rey Mysterio, this was SmackDown 1000, I believe. Rey Mysterio's return match against Shinsuke Nakamura, which he defeated him, which was an okay match. Yeah, so then we go to this past week on Raw after all the rumors and innuendo about John Cena. they basically kind of confirmed this by doing an angle where Bobby Lashley, if I'm not mistaken, I actually missed this segment. I was doing something. Bobby Lashley faced Finn Balor in a match.
Yep.
And did he beat him?
Yes.
Okay. And then I know I came back in the room, kind of wishing I didn't, because all I hear is Lashley, Lashley, Lashley. You need to stop. Shut the hell up, Leo Rush. Anyways, he's just like smacking Finn Balor around, and then basically Baron Corbin's like, you know what? I like what you've been doing with you've been dealing with my problem of Finn Balor. So you know what? John Cena never actually qualified, and you beat Finn Balor. So guess what? You're replacing John Cena in the World Cup tournament. So that's how John Cena gets replaced, which kind of makes sense. Technically, that would have been a qualifying match, but I think I'm not the only person who realizes this isn't really a World Cup when every single member of this tournament is from the United States.
Exactly.
I was just about to add that in earlier in your statement. I was just like, when everybody's American in this World Cup.
Yeah, it's not really a World Cup anymore.
It's the North American Cup. It's not even North American because it's only one country in North America. Maybe if you had a Canada throne and a Mexico throne,
yeah,
you'd be like, but Rey Mysterio is from Mexico. No, he's not. He's from San Diego. That's U.S. But now I got to give my rundown about each match, don't I?
Yeah, a little bit, because you've got like the Raw side of things, you got the SmackDown side, so go for it, Dylan.
I can say first of all, I think I'm thinking about it now. I think obviously, I think the first 4 matches that are going to kick off the World Cup, that's going to kick off Crown Jewel is going to be the quarterfinal matches. They just might as well get it over and done with, and then they'll put probably the tag match, or they could put probably the WWE title match because they don't want that near the main event nowadays. But then they do the semifinals, and then they do probably the tag or universal, then the finals. But obviously, I think we can basically say that DX Brothers of Destruction is main eventing Crown Jewel.
Yeah.
But anyways, I think, first of all, I think what could possibly kick off, it's going to be one of the Raw matches. So it's either Seth Rollins or Bobby Lashley kicking off, or we could get a very good amateur background type match between Kurt Angle and Dolph Ziggler. But anyways, so if I had to take my predictions, I say that in the quarterfinals, Seth Rollins will beat Bobby Lashley. I think either way. So if that bracket was supposed to be even the same with John Cena, that means John Cena would have faced Seth Rollins, which I would believe. Either way, Seth Rollins would have won. Kurt Angle versus Dolph Ziggler. And I think Dolph Ziggler would win actually, because I can't see Kurt Angle wrestling 2 matches in one night, especially with the way his body is nowadays. Jeff Hardy versus The Miz, and this one's. This took me a long process last night. I was thinking. I think I would know basically most people's finals, but mine's pretty different. You know what? I'm thinking, and this is perfect. So Jeff Hardy beats The Miz. Randy Orton beats Rey Mysterio. Then for the semifinals, Seth Rollins beats Dolph Ziggler. Randy Orton beats Jeff Hardy. The finals is Randy Orton versus Seth Rollins. Randy Orton wins because of interference from Dean Ambrose. Cost Seth Rollins the Best in the World Cup. Randy Orton becomes best in the world. Seth Rollins is currently the tag team champion and the Intercontinental champion. You want him to be known as the best in the world all in one at the same time. I think he's already got enough trophies.
Yeah, we don't really know what's going on with those Raw tag titles right now, but yeah, that makes somewhat, sense. I don't know, Ethan. Do you got your prediction ready for this?
See, I didn't go too in depth with the whole quarterfinals, semis, and
Finals.
I mainly just went with the finals. My predictions of there's two people from each brand that could have gone to the finals for me. For SmackDown, it could have been Randy Orton or Jeff Hardy. Actually, no. Scrap Hardy. Bring Rey Mysterio, because what better? Have him in the finals when he's fresh coming back, right? So, thinking about it that way. And then I was thinking for Raw, Seth Rollins or who was I thinking? Yeah, I'm gonna go with Ziggler for that one. And my finals for the actual final round would have been Randy Orton versus Dolph Ziggler. But thinking about what Dylan said, that could be the build up for it. That was my final predict. Like, Randy Orton and Ziggler were my final predictions for the finals. But then again, it could go either way.
Okay. So, do you have like a prediction for who's winning it all, or?
I'm going to agree with Dylan and say Randy Orton.
Okay. All right, time to go in depth now for what I think is going on in the tournament, and I kind of agree with Dylan. So Seth Rollins beats Lashley, Ziggler beats Angle because, like Dylan said, I don't think Kurt Angle is going to be able to do more than the one match probably. If he's able to get to the second match, well,
he can easily be some sort of smosh finish too.
Yeah,
like they didn't say it was no disqualification or no count out. Ziggler could win by a cheap way, like a count out.
Yeah, that's true. And then on the SmackDown side of things, yeah, we've been seeing Randy and Jeff Hardy lately, and I kind of see that continuing on and have them two be in the semis for SmackDown. And then, yeah, you know what? Seth Rollins and Randy in the finals. And yeah, I'll say Randy as well, winning the entire thing.
I'm surprised we all said Randy because literally 90% of predictions, it was actually like my original predictions that like for the World Cup finals, it'd be Seth Rollins and Rey Mysterio.
Wow.
So many. I don't like, I think that would have been the easiest prediction to do is having those two be in the finals. But then you think of the in-depth, the build-up and everything, and especially with what you mentioned earlier, Robbie, about Shane McMahon this past week on SmackDown saying, whoever's in the finals against the Raw superstar, if you lose, you are basically fired. And the only way I could see, and this is actually, I think, would be my backup plan if Rollins and Orton aren't the finals. The only way I could see possibly, especially if they do heel, they could do face versus face. But I mean, heel and faces is always good. the normal. But my backup would be Ziggler beats Hardy and becomes best in the world.
Okay.
And Hardy's fired because no way in hell they're taking Orton off.
No.
Miz is doing super well right now. And Rey Mysterio
just came back.
And I think for nostalgia purposes, they'll keep him on SmackDown because he was initially a SmackDown guy when he debuted. So I think Jeff Hardy's in the bottom of the totem pole. He's not really doing anything. Plus, they could use him for potential star power since Reigns will be gone for quite a bit.
Yeah.
So it looks like Orton defeats Rollins in the finals for both mine and Robbie's, and then Ethan says Ziggler and Orton? Question mark?
Yeah.
Okay. And then Orton wins that too. Okay, so we all say Orton's going to win the World Cup.
Yeah.
I just want to point out I'm not, and it's 100% for sure that I'm not saying Orton because he's like my favorite wrestler. Just wanted to point that out, especially for people watching like potentially Connor or something that would just assume that.
Because everybody knows you're a mark for Randy Orton.
That's true. That's why I want to point that out.
Now, Dylan, you're not wearing a Halloween costume. Why is that?
Honestly, I thought last night I was thinking I was gonna go as Matthew Mounty, but I forgot about it, and then we were just about to go live, and I'm like, I didn't want to be like, hold up, let me put on a Matthew Mounty shirt and sunglasses just to make myself look like Matthew Mounty. So I guess I'm dressed up as
a Beavis and Butthead fan.
I was just gonna say as me, myself, and I.
Oh,
that's what I'm dressed up as.
The OG Dylan Koros.
The OG.
Fair enough. Well, this has been another episode of Night of Wrestling, and I believe the next time we will be back is for Survivor Series predictions.
Yeah.
Which is
Survivor Series, I'm pretty sure is the 18th of November. So whatever a day during that week, whether it's the 15th to 17th or whatever we'd be doing the episode. It's normally like Wednesday or Friday we air that, or actually technically it's a double episode because NXT Takeover.
Yeah, I was just about
War Games. I almost want to say the city, but I always forget the city whenever it's around that time in November. I think it's Los Angeles, if I'm not mistaken. I can check that. Yes, Staples Center in Los Angeles, and that's where also Survivor Series is happening.
So we'll be back for a takeover and Survivor Series predictions. Again, Ethan, thank you for taking the time out of your. I guess I'm not going to say too busy, but you've been busy lately, so busy schedule.
That's what working midnights is all about, boys.
Exactly. And replacing Paul for this episode since he was out grocery shopping apparently. So,
which then gives him, and this is what this when Ethan inserts the lighter, and then
hold up. We got to go out with it.
I had to.
Where is it? Found it. Paul, this is for you. What the hell?
There you go.
Instant heat. We had to give it twice because Paul missed out on instant heat the last show. So this makes up for both those episodes today and last. Actually, last week because we had an episode last week.
Yeah, exactly.
Wait. One last time.
Probably to. Okay, so it makes up for those two botches before.
Exactly.
All right.
Yeah.
So there you go. So yeah, again, thank you for replacing Paul this week.
Anytime.
And next time it'll probably be myself, Dylan, and Paul back on and making our predictions for NXT War Games or NXT Takeover War Games and Survivor Series. So until then, take care, happy Halloween, and see you next time.